Hi, how are you guys? How you doing? So, I'm making this video to tell you guys about the time that I thought I had cancer. Yeah, yeah. This I'm gonna tell you, honey, and I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, okay? So, back when I was like 20, 21, around that age, around there, I went and got, you know, an exam. I went and got a pap smear, and they check your breast and everything like that, right? So while I was there, whatever, I didn't know that they have to check your breast when you get a pap smear. So yeah, I was like, they was like, oh, you have to take all your clothes off and you put this gown on. I'm like, why I gotta take off all my clothes? And they were like, oh, she checks your breasts while you get the exam done. I'm like, what? Like I don't like people. I don't like nobody touching my breasts. That is one thing you will not have a privilege to do when you're with me. I don't like nobody touching them. I don't like that. Like boyfriend, husband, I don't like nobody touching the tatas. So don't touch them. Okay? I don't like them. I don't like when nobody touch them. They sensitive. Okay? So nobody gets to touch the tatas. So I was like kind of taken aback when they told me that, she was going to check my breasts. And I was like, okay, cool. So I get undressed and I put the gown on and I'm sitting there feeling so vulnerable and exposed because I'm freaking half naked getting covered by a freaking towel, not a towel, paper, because they didn't even have like cotton not scrubs, but they didn't have cotton gowns. They had paper gowns. So I felt vulnerable as fuck, just sitting in the office with no damn clothes on, covered by paper. Then my paper ripped, so I just felt just so uncomfortable sitting in there like that, right? So she, did my pap smear, which is always uncomfortable, okay? Oh, I hate those things. But they just changed it. So I think now you don't have to get it done twice a year. I think it'll last for 3 years, one exam. So you get it done now once every 3 years, which is fucking awesome. Instead of getting it done every 6 months or every year. I think that's what it used to be. Oh, that's so annoying. Ugh. Anyway, so she did the exam, and I always just be like this. When I get the exam done, I hate it. Oh my God. So I was like, she was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, are you done? Like I'm looking at her, are you done? Because this is very uncomfortable. I want to put my clothes on, right? So she comes, oh, I have to check your breasts. I'm like, so she, checks them, and she spent a lot of time on this breast right here, on this one, okay? She spent a lot of time on it. So I was like, is everything okay? She's like, how long has this lump been here? And she's like touching on this mass that I had in my breast. It was this huge thing. It kind of felt like a rock just in my titty. It just felt like a rock in there. So I'm like, I don't know. She's like, you've never given yourself an exam? I said, well, yeah, but it's been a while. And she was like, so you don't know how long has that been here? And she's asking me all these questions. So then she goes, okay, I'm gonna have them do an ultrasound on your breasts on your left breast. I'm going to have them do an ultrasound so we can kind of figure out what this lump is. So she checked my other breast, and my other breast, my right breast, was fine. But my left breast had some type of mass in it. So I'm thinking lump, shit, breast cancer. It run in my family. Well, it don't run in my family. Ovarian cancer runs in my family. My grandmother had ovarian cancer. She had a hysterectomy. My aunt, but she's not like my blood aunt. My uncle's wife, she had breast cancer. She died from breast cancer like a few years ago. Um, I think my grandpa's mother had breast cancer or ovarian. I can't remember, but I know that cancer is close in my bloodline. So, yeah. So, when she was like, "Oh, we have to get this examined to see what's going on with that. If we can't if we can't figure out what it is, we're gonna have to get a biopsy." So they did the ultrasound on my breast and they couldn't figure out what it was. So then they were like, "We're gonna schedule you for a biopsy." And I'm like, "So what you mean a biopsy? Like, I know what that is. Like, they take a fucking needle and stick it in your breast and take a piece of I was just not having it. I said, "Man, look, this ain't no cancer, okay? This is not cancer." Well, we have to be sure, okay? So we're gonna schedule you for the biopsy and all that other stuff. I'm like, "Man, look here, man. I'm not comfortable with a huge needle going into my titty. I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not." Well, she's like, "Well, how would you feel, about having," she's trying to make me scared, basically. And I was like, "Yeah, I get what you're saying, but look, I ain't comfortable. I ain't comfortable with a needle going into my breast. I'm not comfortable with it." She gave me this paperwork and all this other stuff, and "Oh, you have to come back on this day." And I was just eating grapes. So, "You have to come back on this day," and da 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 da, and all this stuff. So I called my mom. She like the first person I called. I said, "Mom," and she's like, "What?" I said, "Why do they think I have cancer?" And she was like, "What?" I said, "They think I have cancer." And she was like, "What kind of cancer?" I said, "Breast cancer." "Why?" I, because they found a lump in my breast and they tried to ultrasound it, but they couldn't tell what it could be. She's like, "I bet you it's a duct. It's probably just a duct." And I'm like, "I don't know, but they want me to get a biopsy done. What, you gonna do it?" I'm like, "I don't want to. I know it's not no cancer." And she was like, "How you know?" I said, "I just know. I just know it's not. Something in my spirit just telling me that it's not cancer and I don't need to have this done. I don't want, I'm freaking out because I don't want no big ass needle, stabbing my titty. I don't want that. My breasts are sensitive. That's why I don't like nobody touching them." So they hurt right now, goddamn it, just thinking about that shit. So I thought about it, and at the time I was with Ray. If y'all remember Ray from my crazy story a few months back, I was with Ray at this time. And I called him and I told him, "Hey, they think I might have cancer, blah, blah, blah." I said, "What do you think I should do? Should I go to the doctor? Should I have them do the biopsy and all that?" And he talked me into it. So, so, right, I went in and I had blood work done. They told me that I could have blood work done as opposed to having the biopsy, because if I had the blood work done, it would show in my blood work that I don't have cancer. So she was like, but we're still gonna do the biopsy just in case. And I was like, man, look, I don't even feel the lump no more. Like, it's gone. And so they were like, really? So she wanted me to do like the exam. Now, see, after the surgery, not after the surgery, I ain't had no surgery. Jeez, what the fuck? After the exam, okay, I went home. I was feeling like searching. Like, what the fudge? And then I felt it, and I had it in my hand like this, moving it and touching it. Like, what the fuck is that? You bet not be no cancer. Like, that's what I'm sitting there talking to the shit. Like, it's gonna really listen to me. If it wanna be cancer, it'll be cancer. But I wasn't having it. I was not having it, boy. Like, no, bitch. No, I was not having it, okay? So I told him the lump ain't even there no more, man. So, like, I'm very hesitant about getting this biopsy done because I'm very sensitive up here, So she's like, but we want to be sure, trying to convince. I said, fuck it, man, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, right? So I went, got the biopsy done. The lump wasn't even there no more. So when they went to look for the lump, which is the funny shit, they went to look for the lump to see where to stick the needle to get the sample from. Couldn't find the lump no more. And I said, I told y'all that it wasn't there no more. And they were like, well, I assume it must be just a pocket of fat. Sometimes that happens with women with big breasts. Sometimes they end up with air pockets and stuff like that. I was like, I know that, but I just knew it wasn't cancer. She was like, how did you know? I said, I prayed and I know. And she was like, okay. I'm like, yeah, don't tell me. I know. So, yeah, like I was going fucking crazy because at first I was like, nah, nah. And then I was like freaking out, like, oh my God, could I? And then I was crying a little bit, like, oh shit, no, Jesus. And then I went back to, nah, I ain't got, nah. And, I was going through a whole cycle of emotions at that time because the way they were making it seem like I had cancer. That's what they was basically, you have cancer. That's what they was basically trying to tell me. And I was like, no, I don't have cancer. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all need to go on somewhere with that bullshit because it's not me. You have the wrong chart. Find the right chart. Go on now, find the right chart because that's wrong. So yeah, they went to do the buy. I finally just shut up and let them do it. They went to do it and couldn't find it, so they didn't do it. And my blood work came back fine. So I mean, I was anemic, like always anemic, but nothing else came back. So um, I was happy as fuck. Like, yes, I told you guys. Told you that I didn't have it. Huh. What you gonna do now? Huh. So, anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to tell y'all. I just thought that was like a funny story to tell y'all. So, yeah. Anyway, bye.